Hey y'all, welcome back to Rocco Rides Tesla. In this video, I'm going to be going over how to plan a road trip, how to pick the superchargers, and some road trip do's and don'ts that I like to follow, and things that I've learned after going over 20,000 miles in this car and wanted to share that with y'all. So let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to do is enter in a destination of a trip that I'm going to be going on later this summer to visit some family in western Michigan. So they live in Dorr, Michigan, right here. So now I've entered in the destination. It's going to plot the route and show what superchargers to stop at. But there's a caveat. It's saying it will take 14 hours and 15 minutes to get there, 4 charging stops, 772 miles. We say this go Cleveland, London. So I knew off the top of my head that this is I-75 basically. Or I could go through Nashville, Louisville, Indianapolis on that way up. And I've looked at this a long time ago. I know when I go on this trip, I am going to want to go through Louisville. So how can I easily choose this route? What I'm going to do is tap the screen and select this charging icon right here. You don't see them, but as you zoom in, all these red dots are superchargers. Let's go with this one just north of Louisville. This is Jeffersonville in Indiana. I hit add that as a stop. And anytime I'm going on a big road trip, I like to just kind of sit down for a minute and just understand where I might stop, the route, just so I have a basic understanding of what I'm getting into. Now, sure, you could just kind of get it in the car, enter in your destination, and just wing it. And the Tesla Trip Planner will do a good job of getting you there. And for basically most new Tesla owners or people who don't like to kind of think ahead, nothing wrong with that, that will work. So here, Chattanooga, Nashville, Bowling Green, Louisville, through Indianapolis on the way up. Now here's the kicker, and I wish you could do this in the car, but you cannot. I am at 52% state of charge. When I go on this trip, I'm going to leave home with 100%, and with that being the case, I will be able to go further than Chattanooga. So how do I see what the route looks like, what the charging stops look like when leaving home at 100%. For that, we need to go to the Tesla phone app. So I'm going to hop in there and I'll talk y'all through that part. Okay, so back with y'all. Now I am in the Tesla app. If I click on navigation right here and just hit this little arrow, it shows, let's see here. There it is, the recently searched trip of Dorr, Michigan. Now watch this. So I click Dorr, and now I'm in the Tesla app, and it's showing, here's the route. And you can only do this in the Tesla phone app. If I hit set departure energy, I can adjust this up to 100% to mimic what it will be like when I actually go on this trip. And this is helpful from a planning perspective and to get a sense of how far you will be able to go before your first charge. So now, since this says 100% at the car location, instead of going to Chattanooga, if I scroll in here, it says I can go to Manchester, Tennessee. And it says 19% arrival. I bet you I could probably make it even further than that. But another thing is, so when I leave on this trip, say I want to go, this is just for planning, really time of day is more important than the date. Departure, let's just say I leave home at 6 a.m. I'm adjusting this here. Now all I have to do is hit the back arrow here in the top left. If I leave home at 6 a.m., my first thought is, where will I be, say, around lunchtime? I will be at Smith Grove, Kentucky. Around there, around noon. And then I will be in South Bend, Indiana at 6:38, and in Door, Michigan in the evening, so not too bad. So now that I know my first charging stop will be in Manchester and I will be in Smith Grove, Kentucky around noon, that's useful information. So now I can plan my meals around my charging stops, and I'll get back into that as I continue back in the car. So let me end this section here from the Tesla app. Again, only in the Tesla app can I set my departure energy, so I can kind of get a sense of what I will be able to do with a full charge. And this is saying 14 hours, 37 minutes, 793 miles. So not too bad. And I think I can do better than that, because if you look here, below each city is the arrival state of charge. 19, 16, 15, 14, 16%. All of those are too high for me, in my opinion. I'm an experienced road tripper. If you feel comfortable with this as well, you can kind of go past what the trip planner is saying, what the navigation is saying, and go further or spend less time charging, which will help lower your overall trip time. So now we're back in the in-car navigation, and I know that I will be able to go to, it said Manchester. Here it is. So when I set my departure energy at 100%, it said that I can make it here. When I click, so this is why it's helpful to plan ahead a little bit. Look at this. 8 out of 10 stalls, 150 kilowatts. It is best to avoid these at all cost, because they split power and they're only going to slow you down. Ideally, I will try to be able to make it to Murfreesboro. This is 325 kilowatts. This is what you want. And also, let's check the amenities, because not only do I think about where can I charge, but also anytime I charge, you want to make it more than just a charging stop. You want to use that opportunity to stretch the legs, use the bathroom, walk the dog, get a snack. So not only am I looking for the fastest chargers, but I'm looking for ones that are easy access to the interstate and have amenities nearby where I can use facilities, get a snack, and so on and so forth. So this looks pretty good. It's right off the interstate, and it's 325 kilowatts. So if I hit add this as a stop, I can kind of do some back of the napkin math here to see if I think I can make it. Still wants me to go to Chattanooga, right? Because I'm at 52%. So here's where the back of the napkin math comes in. Remove all charging stops. You scroll all the way down and it'll be right here. I've added these two. That's the only reason why they're up here. So this is saying minus 29%, 52. That's 81% for the battery. So I've added 29. I'd be in negative 29. So I'm taking that 29 and adding it to the 52. So technically, if I am at 100%, I should be able to make it 211 miles, 3 hours and 58 minutes. And I know the car, just based off my experience, in good conditions, can go about 260 miles, 270. So I know, based off my experience, that I think I'm going to be able to make it here. So that will be my plan for the first stop. I'll avoid the 150 kilowatt charger here in Manchester and go to Murfreesboro. That will allow me also to arrive with a lower state of charge and allow me to get faster speeds. So when you arrive at a supercharger with, say, 5-10% state of charge, that is when you get the peak speeds. When you arrive with 20, you'll still get pretty fast, but it'll start to taper. And the name of the game for getting as short of a trip as possible is to be efficient with your charging, meaning getting fast speeds and not sticking around longer than you need to. So I would plug in here and then only charge till I have enough juice meaning energy, to make it to that Smith Grove, Kentucky, right here. It's a Buc-ee's. You see that? It says Buc-ee's right here, Smith Grove, Kentucky. Again, another $3.25. So that would be a good stop too. So if I'm here around lunchtime, I'll just click the ones in the area. $3.25. This is a Sonic, Meyer. So definitely this one. Notice it added that, because I added it as a stop, it put that in front of Murfreesboro. So I would need to go here, edit trip, Murfreesboro first, then Smith Grove, then Jeffersonville. Every time you hit done, it's going to add back other charging stops too, unfortunately. And this is just trip planning 101, maybe 102. Remove all charging stops. So now when I'm going on this trip, I know where the nice stops are. I know where the nice amenities are. I know where I want to stop and be around lunchtime. This just makes it less stressful. I get to relax and I know what I'm aiming for. And there's obviously plenty of chargers along the way and say we need to use the bathroom or the energy's not working out. There's plenty of options, but at least I'm going in with some type of a strategy, some type of a plan. So Murfreesboro, so let's scroll down. It's saying to charge at Murfreesboro for 26 minutes. Again, that's saying because it's negative energy, I believe. So I don't want to stay at a charger really more than 15 minutes if I don't have to. Because once the car, ideally I'm unplugging at 50-55% or less. That will, because what happens is once you get above that, the charging speeds really start to drop off. And you're actually will probably get to your destination faster if you just charge hop rather than stay there for a deep charge. So if you're charging above 50, 55, maybe 60%, but ideally not, you're going to be getting lower charging speeds and you'd be better off just unplugging and going to another one and just charge hopping the way up. Louisville, after that. 15 minutes, 53 minutes, because I don't have another one after this. Let's do this. Added back the charging stops. I'm going to ignore this one. Here we go. Now this is better. I get to Murfreesboro at 10%. I charge for 15 minutes. I get to Smith Grove arriving at 21%. So I don't even need to charge for 15 minutes. I'm going to charge maybe half that time just to get to the Buc-ee's. Because you want to arrive with 10% or less. And that will help you get to a shorter trip time. So I'm looking at the amenities. And here's another tip too. So Buc-ee's you can't call ahead or anything like that. But say I wanted to eat dinner in South Bend. That was another one of the options. Zooming back out. Say I wanted to eat dinner in South Bend. Sorry about that. It's a little tricky to do with my left hand. Wanted me to go. Was it this one? Yeah. So here's something else I will do. A really easy way. Now maybe you just want to get out of the car and sit down. And I get that on a long trip. But what I will do, if I'm just trying to get there, is I will look where I'm going to be around dinner time or lunchtime and say what's in the area. Best amenities. So here we have a bunch of options. What I could do in this instance is I know what time I'm going to be in South Bend. Adjust all these down. Nope. Sorry, we're getting a little messy here. I know what time I'll know what time I'm going to be in South Bend, and as I get close, I could just place a mobile order wherever I want to eat, and then that way I can pick it up, and I don't have to, waste time. I could do Five Guys, Dave's Hot Chicken, Jimmy John's, Barrio, any of these places. I'll just place a mobile order, pick it up, use the facilities, and then eat while I'm charging. And then right on the Notre Dame campus. So I do that a lot of the times when I go to Florida. I will order Texas Roadhouse ahead of time because it's right by a charging stop. But that's kind of how I think about it. You want to think of how do you use a stop and use that time to eat, use that time to use the facilities, walk the dog, get work done, whatever you need to do. So it's not just a charging stop and you're just sitting there waiting on the car. You're using that time for things that need to get done, eating, walking, restroom, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of how I think about planning a trip. So just a quick recap. You want to plan your meals around where you're charging. You want to plan your charging around where you want to eat. And you just do this ahead of time. You can go into the Tesla app and enter in your route there. And from there, you get a better understanding of where your charging stops will be, because you can set your departure limit to 100%. You cannot do this from the car. And second, and what else? You also want to not stay at chargers longer than you need to, unless you just want to take that time to rest and get a bite to eat and actually sit down. Otherwise, it's best to unplug at 50-55% or until the car says you have enough energy to continue. You want to avoid the 150 kilowatt chargers if possible, because they're slower than what this car can charge and they split power. So if you're parked next to somebody, you will only get 72.5 kilowatt speeds, which is abysmal, and it will just make your trip last longer. So again, I think I'll be able to beat this, because I will try to push the range. I'm going to arrive with a low state of charge, and I'm going to use my charging stops. So what you want to avoid when you do this is stopping and not charging. So say you want to stop and use the restroom. If you have to use the restroom, you ideally want to do it at a charger. You're going to stop and get something to eat. You want to plan that around where you're going to charge. So ABC, always be charging, and that will help you save time and not have stops, and limit the amount of stops you make, basically. I hope you found this helpful. If you kind of use a different approach when it comes to road tripping and how you think about your charging stops, please share it in the comments. I like to hear how everybody's approach and how they do it differently. If you have questions, please let me know as well. So again, you click here, Buc-ee's, see the amenities nearby, see the number of stalls, how many are available. You would also be able to see that as well. Yeah, scroll in far enough to see it. Usually it pops up on here, but it's not. 16 stall capacity. Maybe there's just a lot available. That's why it's not showing the number. And that's about it and how I plan a road trip. So this will be I'm actually going on this trip. So 795 miles is very doable in a Tesla. Really, the FSD, if you haven't road tripped with FSD, it is incredible how quick time goes by. You're stopping every few hours or so. So getting out, and make sure you get out of the car when you stop as well. Don't just sit in the car, stretch the legs, move around. It'll help you keep more fresh and energized. Sometimes we take food with us, sometimes we pick up. If the weather's nice, I'll just eat out of the trunk of the car, because I get to stand up more, get to eat, and that's just some of the tips that I like to do. So that's about it. I hope you found this video helpful. Again, if you enjoyed it, please give it a like. If you don't subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate if you consider doing so. And I look forward to hearing your comments, questions, and feedback. Until I talk to you all next time, be safe.